Yandy Smith just shattered the internet with an unexpected live performance in which she cried, screamed, and pointed fingers. She accused Erica Mena of having an affair with her partner, Mendeecees, which is the ultimate betrayal. Fans froze. When she yelled, "Erica slept with my man," and her voice broke, thousands of comments were posted in a matter of seconds. People's hearts fell, jaws dropped to the ground. Then Mendeecees, who had been sitting quietly next to her, got up and left. The screen suddenly flickered. Yandy let out a louder scream. The internet went into overdrive. Did she tell the truth? Was this just another prank involving love and hip-hop? Or did one of the most talked about partnerships on reality TV blow up in front of millions of people? According to insiders, the live event was unplanned. There was no script. It wasn't phony. It was anger, treachery, and heartache playing out in real time. Yandy didn't mince words. She called them out, pulled out receipts, and said she would never forgive them. Fans were split, perplexed, and shocked. Yandy was finally speaking her truth. According to some thought she was going through a breakdown. But there was no denying that this was the messiest love and hip-hop drama to date, and it was only getting started. Yandy's live appearance that evening was unexpected. There were no indications, stories, or teases. There was a sudden ping, and she was there, bare-faced, swollen eyes. Voice quivering, fans were aware that something was wrong. No filtering, not glam, the screen was filled with pure emotion. Then she revealed the secret. She took a trembling breath, stared straight into the camera, and blurted out the words that would rock the internet. "Erica slept with my man." The live conversation blew up. People's hearts flooded in. The screen was inundated with emojis. However, nobody was sure what to type. Did she mean it? Was she implying that Erica Mena, the Erica who had recently shared the screen with her, had gone too far? Yandy didn't hold off till others responded. She continued. She raised her voice, trembling with hurt, rage, and incredulity. She claimed that it began with an unidentified vibe, looks, and jokes that didn't set well with her. Not wanting to come across as insecure, she dismissed it. She wiped her nose and repeated, "I'm not the jealous type, but I had a gut feeling that this wasn't right." Fans started spreading the live feed, tagging gossip blogs and screen recording. The video became viral in a matter of minutes. Immediately beside her was Mendeecees. Uttering no words, crossed arms, gazing downward. Face icy cold, Yandy gave him a quick glance before turning back to the camera. She questioned, "Are you going to sit there and pretend it's not true?" He didn't answer. She gave a painful giggle and shook her head. "It was an error," he said, "one evening. Only one fucking night, but everything was ruined that night." The fans were stunned. Nobody had anticipated this. Not from them, not in this manner. Then came the moment that caused everyone to gasp. Yandy said she checked his communications and discovered the truth. Deleted texts that had been backed up to his cloud were visible to her. Among the old pictures and documents were Erica's flirtatious messages. "You taste better than I remember." She replied, "What in the world am I going to do with that?" Yandy slapped her fist against the couch and yelled, her voice breaking. At last, Mendeecees moved in his chair, but he remained silent. Her comments were drowned out by his silence. People were urging him to say something in the comments. She was urged to log off by others. Yandy, however, was far from finished. Since that group excursion, the one that had been filmed but never shown, she added, things had been strange. Producers apparently discarded the video when too much mayhem occurred. According to Yandy, everything changed on that trip. Yandy remembered, she was being really touchy with him. I assumed she was merely being amiable. However, I now know she recalled a specific night when she had a headache and went to bed early. Mendeecees and the other actors remained behind. She said that's when it happened. The fans stopped. It was bad enough that Erica and Mendeecees were suspected of doing something behind her back while filming a reality show, but it seemed all too genuine because of the way she said it. Mendeecees spoke at last, albeit not very much. I already told you. Still not looking at the camera, he murmured, I don't even remember half of that night. Yandy swiveled in his direction. How? Honey, she admonished. She remembers, but you don't. Everything is recalled by her. Even the situation you guys were in. Mendeecees, obviously uncomfortable, scratched his forehead. Once more, the comments were crazy. In an attempt to get an answer, fans started tagging Erica. Yandy expressed her feelings of humiliation through tears. I stood up for you. I stood up for you too. I answered no, even though people had been telling me for months. Not Erica. She isn't that way. She is wed. She has to cope with her own issue. But you know what? I was mistaken. Yandy abruptly raised her phone and attempted to take screenshots. She fumbled, swiped, and let it fall to the ground. Frustrated, she let out a yell. As though to assist, Mendeecees stood up a little, but she pushed his hand away. She gritted her teeth and hissed, "Don't touch me." The moment that cemented the internet's fixation on the meltdown then came. Mendeecees got up, glanced at her, then at the camera, and left the scene without a word. With a final, gentle thud, the door closed behind him. Yandy sat in disbelief. She opened her mouth a little. Her hands trembled. Whoa, she muttered. That's it, then. Will you simply leave as if you accomplished nothing? The live chat became frantic. Thousands of people watched. Some pleaded with her to stop the live stream. Others encouraged her to continue. She also did. I gave this man everything, Yandy murmured, leaning back and inhaling deeply. When he was imprisoned, I supported him. I reared his children. For our family, I stood up. And this is his way of paying me back, alongside Erica Menor, once more. Her voice broke. Yandy covered her face with her hands and murmured, someone who ain't even stable in her own life. She hesitated, then raised her head again, her face more serious. No, you all are entitled to know the true identities of these individuals. Her phone chimed at that moment, a message. She gave it a quick glance, and her entire attitude changed. Oh, she wants to text me now? Yandy gave a hiss. It's too late for that. The world will now hear it. Once more, she reached for her phone. She apologized. She said that she didn't intend for it to occur. You don't stumble and end up with someone else's man, girl. You made a decision. Every second was being devoured by fans. It was outrageous, unpolished, and messy, the sort of drama that catches on like wildfire. However, Yandy didn't seem to be considering it. She was simply letting everything out that she had been suppressing for so long. She fell silent. Erica, you are welcome in my home. You engaged in play with my children. You gave me a smile. You were planning behind my back the entire time. She shook her head and started crying once more. I had to have been aware. I should have realized as soon as she began referring to him as bro, as if the true meaning of that false sister act were unknown. Anger replaced her pain. I didn't want to accept it. I continued to make excuses for weeks, putting the blame on myself. Perhaps I wasn't loving enough. Perhaps I was too preoccupied with business. However, I now know the reality. I'm being eaten alive by it. The faint sound of a car starting could be heard in the background. Mendeecees was leaving the home, not just the room. Yandy stopped and listened, then gave a sour laugh. He is now running as usual, unable to accept reality. After a little period of silence, she declared, I'm not doing this for sympathy. I'm weary of defending those who wouldn't spit on me if I were on fire. So I'm doing this. The live then abruptly began to spiral deeper. It was now referred to by fans as the greatest explosion in the history of love and hip-hop. But Yandy dropped another bomb just when they thought things couldn't get much messier. With her elbows resting on her knees, she leaned forward. The first time wasn't this. The room's energy changed. The audience sat up more erect. Apps for recording came to life on screens. This wasn't the first time Mendeecees stepped out on me, she repeated, raising her voice. Wasn't the second at all, she stated. I've been filling in for him for years. I choose to ignore other women with anonymous names. If I loved him enough, I reasoned, he would quit if I simply remained silent. However, things only grew worse. It was individuals she really knew now, she said. Those I allowed into my house. She got up and paced. Erica wasn't just any old girl. I had a friend named her. I believed she was, however, used to call me in tears over Safari's divorce. I also paid attention, I reassured her. She was also planning how to stab me in the back during this entire time. She stopped, panting heavily. No, you never returned from that. Then there was another alert. Erica had also gone live. Yandy laughed. Oh, she has something to say now? She gave an eye roll. I'll venture a guess. She will pretend to be the victim, assume she didn't intend for it to occur. Describe it as a vulnerable moment, please. Her pain was evident, though, despite her acerbic tone. I assumed we were sisters, Yandy muttered. There were repercussions from the treachery.